long book, so it needs two people, really. It's 1 metre long.
Which, of course, sometimes created problems on the cliff top, particularly when it was windy. We had great big long sheets of paper which would rather have flown off into the sea.
And so we spent over a year, we worked in both locations at each season. So the first page is winter, and after the year we then brought together our writings and our trying to find the essence. The grey pages, which is one for each season, is a sort of description of the places.
Setting the scene, isn't it?
Yes. And the Japanese paper, which is partly relief print and partly digital text, is a sort of poetic essence of the experience, and it comes from both of our notes. So we very intuitively compiled text that was from both of our notes and we felt would capture the quality of the experience.
This is a print in the sense that it's the oil-based ink, which is these coloured areas, has been transferred off a piece of card onto the paper by running the inked card through the printing press. And we actually printed the colour onto the card off a piece of crumpled up tissue paper, which we rolled the ink onto. So that's why you have a broken texture. In this case, we printed off a piece of fabric onto the card. We also sliced into the card, so in places, I don't know if it shows, but you can see that we'd printed a second piece of card with white over the paper, but in places there were holes in the card, so the whiteness of the paper shines through, which you only really see when you're handling the book. And we also drew onto the surface of the print once we printed. This is the winter. It's not a landscape painting. Remember, it's just sound that we heard. And the only bird that we heard in that half hour was a blue tit, which we've represented by these stenciled marks, because his voice sounded in the hail and rain showers as a very small part of the sound landscape.